Hello, hello, and welcome to the Caim Circle podcast. I am back. Jessa Francis here. I am so grateful to have you here today. I would like to offer you a deep inhale and then a long, smooth, slow exhale. Thank you so much for being here. Here at the Caim Circle, we are here to explore self-discovery. We're here to talk about holistic wellness and all the ways that we can show up as our best, truest, most authentic selves, both for ourselves and the people that we love. Like I said, my name is Jessa Francis, your guide on this journey, and I'm so excited to have you here. Today, we're diving into a topic close to my heart: parenting with presence. Now, it's my goal to get through this podcast without crying, because this is, like I said, very near and dear to my heart. I am the mother of three beautiful and incredibly unique and beautiful individuals. Three people that I have brought into this world, and each of them just divine souls that light up my life. And parenting them has been the most beautiful and exciting and wonderful thing in my life, but it has also been the hardest thing I have ever done. And I am so grateful for them. They have been my biggest teachers. And yoga in particularly taught me so much about parenting, and supporting me. It supported me as a mother. I wish that I had became a yoga teacher when I was 18, long before I ever became a mother. But we live and we learn, and I'm offering myself and anyone else that has struggled as a parent, please have compassion for yourself. Please understand that we do the best that we know, and that we have been programmed by society, by our upbringing, our parents, our families, and we've taken on fears that are not ours. We've taken on shame that is not ours. We're doing the best we can as we do it. And tonight I want to be able to sit down and offer you the ability to have some self-love, some self-compassion, but to also give you some tools that will help you in your journey as a parent. So, parenting with presence. So whether you're a parent or even just a caregiver or someone who wants to nurture the relationships in your life, I think that you'll find something valuable in today's episode. But first, let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself rushing through your day, feeling like you're physically present, but emotionally somewhere else? If so, you are not alone. I have been there too. That is where I spent most of my time as a young mother. I became a mother. I became pregnant at 21 and had my son at 22. I was young, and I thought that I could take what I knew about life, my life growing up, about the parenting that I received. I thought I could take what I liked and apply that and just not do the things that I didn't like, right? And I wish it had been so simple, right? And my son is now going to be 18 this year. And, as I take a look back through my time as a parent, I could dwell on all of the things that I regret and start just wallowing around in my guilt. But it that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. All I can do is learn and go forward with what I do know now. Remember when I was a little girl talking to my mom and telling her something, and I could tell that she was like kind of zoned out. And I also remember her trying to talk to me, and then all of a sudden she would just like stop mid sentence and like check out. And I would be like, hello, hello, anybody there? And I remember when I was a young mom doing that to my kids. And I remember them being like snapping their fingers in my face, like, hello, are you there? Are the lights on? And I would be like, what? What was I saying? I was so numbed out and disconnected that I was trying to do it all. And that's what we were trying to do as mothers. We're just trying to do it all. We're trying to cook, we're trying to clean, we're trying to get everybody to their appointments and to their events and their soccer practices. And it just starts feeling so overwhelming, especially if you're also working. It feels like the days are going by too fast and you can't get a grip on anything. But, parenting with presence isn't about being perfect. It's not about saying the right thing every time or spending every waking moment with your child, right? And that's what I really needed to learn. It's about just showing up fully when you are there. And you have to practice presence, right? But presence does mean, like putting down your phone, looking into their eyes, truly listening to their stories, even if they're about dinosaurs for the 15th time today, or they're speaking some weird brain rot. That's what my kids are doing now. And it means pausing long enough to notice their emotions, right? But we cannot do that if we don't do it for ourselves. We want to sit with them when they're struggling, and we want to celebrate with them when they have their victories. So what does that mean? We have to do that for ourselves. We have to parent ourselves first, because let's be honest, how can we show up for our kids when we're running on empty? And so often we think that in order to be full instead of empty, that there's some external source out there. There's something out there externally that is going to fill our cup. Well, here's what I've learned. You have a well inside yourself to drink from, and it is limitless, but you have to learn to sit with it. You have to learn to put down your phone and be with yourself. You have to learn to look yourself in the eyes. You have to learn how to listen to your own stories. You have to rewrite your own story, be with your story, learn from your story, right? You have to notice your own emotions. You have to sit with yourself when you struggle. You have to celebrate your victories. Because when you do that, then you can do it for someone else. Now, I've learned this not only as a mother, but also as a guide and a mentor and a coach to others. That is why I can do those things, is because I have taken the time to sit with myself. And the universe forced me into it. If you haven't listened to episode 1, go back. I highly recommend listening to that. So, how do we start? What are practical ways to parent with presence? And so there are a few things that have helped me, right? Mindful miracle mornings, right? The first thing is mornings are what are going to set the tone for your day. They are so important. And so incorporating a few moments of stillness before the chaos begins, whether it's breath work, meditation, journaling, or just maybe sipping your tea or your coffee in silence, getting grounded, those moments will help you. If you get grounded, you have more opportunity to stay grounded. so that you can approach your day with actual intention, right? Mornings are tough. But incorporating these practices are so important. And I also recommend, don't leave it at the morning. Are they napping? Do you have a moment where you can just sit in your car and just 5 minutes of breathing, of tapping into the self, of thinking about what is it that I want to give, and to give it to yourself, right? And then another important thing to talk about is active listening, right? When your child speaks, try to pause whatever you're doing, even for a moment, and just give them your full attention. This is so hard. But acknowledging what they're saying with curiosity, like, you don't want to be judged. Don't judge them. Just say, tell me more when they're talking. It's amazing what can happen when you tell me about your day. Ask them the questions that you would like to be asked. Think about how you would want to be treated and treat them accordingly. Think about this thing and journal about all of this. It's so important. And the big thing here is repair, and that's what has helped me have a lot more compassion for myself, because I messed up a lot. I didn't get it right. And I had to do a lot of repair. So what matters, and what I've learned, both for myself as I've rekindled and forgiven and done the work with my own parents, is what matters is how, we handle the moments when we fall short. Like when I snap or I lose my patience, I've learned to own it, to apologize, to show my child that I'm okay and humble enough to say, I am sorry, I should not have snapped at you. I'm sorry I wasn't being present. I'm sorry you know what I mean? It's okay to apologize as long as it's genuine. Thank you. You tell your child, thank you for being patient with me as I learn and grow as a parent. We don't have to be such an insane authority figure. We are the authority figure, and we need to hold that. Absolutely. We need to know that our children respect us, right? But think about, you need to earn their respect, right? Because this also shows your children how to repair a relationship when you can have conscious conversation with them. Modeling vulnerability can teach them so much about resilience and emotional intelligence. Modeling humility, vulnerability, being emotionally available. That is how because our children are not going to do as you say, they're going to do as you do. So when you're present with yourself, when you take care of yourself, they see it. When you go up and have conscious conversations and say, hey, I messed up. Thank you for having patience with me. How can I be there for you? How was your day? You have active listening. You're taking the time, right, to own up to yourself. This is going to make incredible changes. And this is what has really supported me as a parent for myself. Because I have been able to go to them and say, hey, I didn't do as well as I wanted to do, but I'm here and I love you and I'm going to show up for you. And I continually show up for myself. I have to show up for myself to show up for them. I have to parent myself to parent them. I have to listen to myself to listen to them. I have to apologize and have compassion for myself so I can, have compassion for them. So I want you to reflect on, the question, what if there is one small change you could make this week to be more present with your child, or it doesn't have to be a loved one or a loved one, like I said. You don't have to be a parent to do this work. It could just be in your relationship, right? If there was one small change you could make to be more present, what would it be? Most of us are going to say putting down our phone, right? Because that may not be big, but it's big, right? But it could be something very small, like a dedicated no phone during dinner time, or a bedtime ritual where you ask them about the best part of their day. Just one small thing that would help you have a actual conversation and a present moment where you're both grounded and present. And it's going to require no technology most of the time, right? Can you play a board game instead of watch TV? Can you have them help you make dinner, right? And put on music and dance with them. Can you do, there's so many small things, but maybe make a list and try different ones and see how they go. But take a moment to think about what that would look like. And if you feel inspired, I would love for you to send me a message or tag me on Instagram. I'd love to hear your stories, and I'd love to cheer you on. Because this, like I said, this is an incredibly important thing. Being present with ourselves and being present with our children and our loved ones. And before we wrap up, I want to remind you that parenting with presence is a journey. It is a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about progress, not perfection. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate this. And if you found today's episode helpful, I would love if you could share it with a friend who might need to hear this message. I would love if you could leave a review. It really helps the podcast reach more people. And don't forget to follow me for more insights, workshops, and events designed to support your holistic wellness. Check out the Caim Circle membership. Check out my memoir writing programs. And thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me today. Until then, take a big deep breath. Be kind to yourself. Keep showing up for yourself in a beautiful and imperfect way. I will see you next week.